My name is Gerald Peter, and thanks for checking out the video. I'm going to show you today how I set up the sound preset I was using for the orchestral performance of the Spider-Man soundtrack I created. So, first of all, I using two instruments for the performance. So I was using the Rolly Seaboard Rise and the North Stage Classic. So the Seaboard Rise I'm using more for the expressive playing, and the North Stage more for the staccato and fast kind of parts. So I'm gonna show you first how I set up the Seaboard. So you go first in the Rolly dashboard, and you need to set the MIDI channel range, which is here. I set it 2 to 5. It gives you a polyphony of 4 notes, so you can play and express 4 notes at the same time in different ways. And I set the MIDI channel range to 12. And strike, I don't use strike for this performance because I do the expression entirely with brass. And also slide. Slide I'm using to slide up and down my fingers to control the volume of the horns. With brass, I control the volume of all strings, horns, and choirs as well. So this is what I use mostly, slide and press for the Seaboard. And I'm gonna show you how I set up this Kontakt multi preset here. So as you can see, you have a lot of layers. So you have like 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of strings, 4 layers of brass, and 4 layers of choirs. So I'm using like all 3 instrument groups just for the Seaboard. And as I told you before, with the MIDI channel range, I created a polyphony of 4 voices at a time, for where I can control each note separately, the expression of each note. And so I need, for each of the MIDI channels, I need an own instance of Symphobia. So I created like for each MIDI channel a Symphobia preset. Like as you can see here, I created a MIDI channel 2 Symphobia preset, also for MIDI channel 3 and for 4 and for 5, which gives me the string sound. To make it sound more full, I also activated the octaver, so it means like it plays 2 octaves at a time. Yeah, I'm using a standard sustain vibrato preset with mod as a dynamics parameter. So mod, what is mod? Mod is usually used for a modulation wheel, and it's a control change 1. So what I need to do to create it with the continuous touch feature of the Seaboard, I need to map in my DAW. I need to map the value of aftertouch to the value of control change 1. You can also do this in Logic with a MIDI transformer plugin, and I use the transformer plugin of Cubase, which allows you to do this kind of MIDI configuration and MIDI edit the MIDI data basically. Yeah. So this is a live effect, which means like every time you play a note, these rules are applied. So it changes at every note you play, changes aftertouch to the control. It can do for each MIDI channel separately. You can control the dynamics. So all these 4 instances are really identical instead, with the exception of the MIDI channel. So I also changed the pitch band range to 12, which you find somewhere here. Let me check. Mod, yeah, pitch band range here. You can change from 2, but that's not the right one. 1 second. Sorry guys, I have it in a second. Here, when you go to pitch band. Here. So it works that way that the initial pitch band parameter to Symphobia, which is always 2 semitones, and I expand this pitch band range by adding 10 semitones here. So with that, I'm set to 12 semitones, and I can bend each note I'm playing up to 12 semitones. This gives me full expression capability with the Seaboard, do the sound with Symphobia. So I mapped, as you saw, I mapped the expression parameter to dynamics, and also mapped pitch band. The only thing which is missing now is the slide parameter, so that you can actually create by the use of the learn MIDI CC. What the slide parameter of the Seaboard is basically moving up and down your finger, and it creates a CC74 brightness message, MIDI message. So you can map that to the volume of each of the channels of the brass ensemble, and that gives me the ability to fade in the brasses in addition to the string and choir sounds just by moving up and down your fingers, which is really cool. So I learned the MIDI CC for all of the 4 MIDI channels. So when you do that, and you do the same with Orchestra, I mean the same with the choir. I also map the volume of the choir additionally to the expression parameter, and yeah, which means like it's the same like here with the dynamics, but this choir parameter doesn't support dynamics, so you just do it with that volume over here and map it to CC1. So, and that now we have set up strings, brasses, and choirs on the Seaboard, right? Now we set up the rest of the orchestra on the keyboard. So the keyboard I connected to iConnect MIDI, that's my MIDI interface. And here, as you can see, I have a group called Timpani. That's basically in this Kontakt group, I have more than timpani. I have as a first instrument timpani, but I also have the staccato orchestra. As I said at the beginning, I'm using the main keyboard for setting up the string and the fast string parts, and also cymbals and also timpani. So as you see here, I'm using a timpani, and it has a layer with strings, also from Symphobia, with the staccato extra short preset, and also an octave was switched on. And as a second layer, also a string ensemble with the spiccato preset, also octave was switched on. And additionally, I'm using cymbals, also by Kontakt Complete library. This is only active in the lower octaves, so it doesn't sound all the time when you play. Only when you play low notes, you got the cymbals, and that's it. I also experimented with brass, but I actually didn't use that one on this performance on the keyboard, only on the Seaboard. So, and then I also used some additional gongs. That's also a layer I'm mapping to my MIDI keyboard to the Nord. And this is basically also only active in the lower octaves, which gives you this big cymbal sound when you hit it really hard. I'm using the Evolve percussive kit, also coming with the complete Native Instruments Complete. I'm mapping this to also iConnect MIDI, and yeah, and of course I did also like a live audio recording of the piano outputs of the Nord piano sound. So that's basically it. That's the Seaboard sounds. with this channel with strings, brasses and choirs. Then in this channel I have all the keyboard sounds with the timpani, fast strings and cymbals, and here additional cymbal gongs, and this together gives you the complete orchestra preset I was just using for the Spider-Man keyboard interpretation I recorded. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and see you next time. Thanks for checking out my video. Bye.